I'm Josh Sisk, Executive Director at the Potawatomi Zoo, and we are here with a special treat for all of you. We are at the Okapi barn, and today we're going to meet their zookeeper and talk a little bit about what goes into their care. All right, let me introduce you to Maggie. She's one of the keepers here at the Potawatomi Zoo, and she is going to give us a little bit of a tour and behind-the-scenes look at our Okapi. Hey, Maggie.
Hey.
Hey, so tell us a little bit what's going on here.
So this is one of our Okapis. This is Will. He is going to be turning 5 next month in April. And he's been here now with his brother, his half-brother Corky, for 3 years. And they came to us from Brookfield.
So we do a lot of training here at the zoo with these animals. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the training that you do with the Okapi?
Yeah, so these guys are actually really good. They are able to get up on a scale, which is good. It helps us monitor their weight. We try and get monthly weights on them just to see how they are doing over the year, if there's been anything dramatic. It's good to kind of have an idea of what their weight is, especially if we need to medicate them and we need to know like their dosage. And then Will here is actually trained to have his feet picked up so we can kind of look at their hooves if they have hoof problems, clean them out. And they are also injection trained as well, which is good when we need to give them their yearly vaccinations. So what we'll do is we usually start with like a blunted needle, just kind of capped off, and we'll kind of get them used to it. And then we'll just and then usually give them a treat afterwards, and then after getting them used to that for a while, then we'll take the cap off and kind of have it just be a very blunted needle so they get the the feeling of the actual needle itself. And then usually by the time that they're comfortable with that, that's been leading up to a planned vaccination, and then they are good to go.
So it's pretty positive. When they get their vaccinations every year, they can just be eating their food, not even know they're getting them, and it's great for their welfare and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the time with these guys, we just will put their normal diet in a bowl, and they don't even care. They're more focused on the food because we've made it such a positive experience. And here he is trying to eat the needle. It's so great. So we like to provide our animals with enrichment, different things to keep them stimulated throughout the day, especially during the winter. These guys are very sensitive to temperatures, so they really need to be stimulated. So that is just a car wash strip, and they love rubbing themselves on it. We've got brushes in here throughout the barn. We'll do the carpet strips. It's just something that's different and keeps them stimulated, and that they enjoy as well. But yeah, it is pretty much like velvet, but it can be a little greasy sometimes too. If they really get into their scratches, you will come away with almost like a greasy substance. But they love their scratches, so it's worth it.
Yeah, so one of my favorite parts about these guys are they're the only living relative to giraffes. So they're pretty unique. Everyone always thinks zebra, right, because of their stripes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're actually related to a giraffe.
Yep, the only other member of the giraffe family.
Maggie, did you know that we are the only zoo in Indiana and Michigan that have Okapi?
I did know that, actually.
Yes, it's a rare species, and we're very lucky here in South Bend to have these guys.
Yeah, and to not have just one, but two.
All right, I want to thank Maggie for that tour of the Okapi barn. They're a pretty amazing animal. A lot of people ask, we don't see them a lot out on exhibit. And, just to let people know, we had a lot of construction last year, as you know, and so they are a shy animal. They're sensitive to noise, so they weren't out a lot. But this year, when we get everyone back to the zoo, these guys are going to be out. You're going to hopefully be able to, there's that tongue that we were talking about. We're going to hopefully be able to offer a tour with the Okapi, so you can actually come in as a group and be able to have this experience yourself and actually meet the Okapi and give them some feed. So we're excited to get you guys back here at the zoo, and keep an eye out for things like this. And thanks for joining us here today at the Potawatomi Zoo.